Hello and welcome to the world of learning and growing. I am Dr. Purnima Kale and today I'm going to tell you a small story about my own reading journey. So I was just scrolling through YouTube and I came across this short by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he happened to catch my attention, and then I went into some of his videos and I also listened to some of his podcasts and got really inspired by his work. So his work is into neuroscience. He maps your brain waves and he sees what effect meditation and thinking in a particular way and in a particular fashion can affect your bodily parameters such as your blood reports, your urine reports, your total biochemistry of the body. And I got really intrigued, and then as usual went on to Amazon and ordered the three important books that he has written. This is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, You Are the Placebo, and the third book is Becoming Supernatural. So I hope that you can see the volume of the books. So yes, I managed to read it within 1 month of span because I was also busy with some other things, or else I would have finished it in 1 week itself. But still, I took 1 month because these are slightly heavier books, because they take a toll on you, because it challenges the way you think, it challenges the way you see the world, it challenges the way you have been brought up from your childhood. So these are very interesting books, by the way, and I urge you to actually go and read it. But the topic of today's discussion is, after I've read these three books with such a huge volume, how do I remember and understand it? Or how do I make it a point to carry this knowledge? Because or else I've wasted my 1 month, right? So if I just forget everything, I've wasted 1 month of my life for this book. So three things I want to clear. First is, when you read a book, even if you forget 99% of it, and you remember just one idea and you apply it, it will change your life. Second, when you read a book, it widens your horizon, and after the widening, it never comes back. Even if you forget it, most of the things would stay in your subconscious mind and come back to you when you need it. So if you feel like you've forgotten everything, no, it will come back to you. This happens with our exams also. So we have read some topic very long back and it comes in the exam and then suddenly clicks. Oh, this is the answer. So that is how it works. So whenever you have a situation where you need the help of certain books, they will come to you. And the third point is, don't get into learning or rutting all of the books, right? So you cannot remember each and everything, you cannot remember each and every page, and you don't have to do it also. So what I do is, I actually mark on, I skim through the book first. What is skimming? Skimming is, I just go through the books, okay? And I, first of all, I go through the index and I see how the index is placed. What do the author want to convey and how he will take me through the journey. So after the index, then I go into individual chapters and I just scroll through it to look at some pictures or to look at some diagrams which are fun to understand, and I just try to make a grasp of what they want to say. So by looking at the pictures or by looking at the photos, I can make sure or make out what the author wants to say, and that with that assumption, I try to read, so that if there is any contradiction, that will quickly hit my mind. So if I'm trying to assume that the author wants to say that we have to meditate daily like this, and then he suddenly comes, you have to meditate first thing in the morning. Oh, why? Then the thing would follow. Secondly, if you want to achieve certain goal, you have to make a particular way in which you write it in your diary. So what way is it? So this is how you actually remember the book better. And what I personally do is, I maintain a page like this. So if I can show you, so I maintain a simple page like this, and if there is some idea which is really hitting me hard and I really want to keep it in my mind, I write it in format, and I keep this page in the textbook itself. So what happens is, the next time I look at this textbook, I will not read the entire textbook. I'll just take out this page and I'll read the important things that I felt was important at that time, and it will give me a hint into what the book was, and it will just come to my mind because I've read it. So this is a very small tack to see. Our memory is limited. It is like a hard disk. So if it is a 1 TB hard disk, you can only load 1 TB things. And in 1 TB, this book might not be very important for that. So therefore, we have our iCloud. So what is iCloud? iCloud is our subconscious mind or our long-term memory. So whenever you want, you can just tap into the iCloud by some hint, by clicking on the folder, and you can download it and you can use it in your. So if you remember it that way, it gets very easier and it gets very interesting also. So when you feel that you are not losing the knowledge or you are not wasting the time, you will read more books, right? So it will definitely help you. And the most interesting thing that I found in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself was that he tells you that you've been taught in a certain way because your parents had a certain mindset. So we've all grown with our parents. The first 7 years of life are the most crucial years to develop any child's mindset, to develop any notions. So our parents had a set notion, and we have also been brought in the same notion, but that doesn't mean that is the end of the world, or that is how you look at the world. That is not the truth. So there can be n number of things that we are not open to because we have been brought up in a certain way. So by reading these books, we actually widen things and we explode our brain to new ideas, and which is very, very interesting, and it will help you in overall development of your personality. So whenever you come across somebody and you are having a conversation, you will have a more meaningful and a better conversation, and you will come off as a more interesting, sympathizing and intelligent person, because you're actually able to include the opinions of others and make sense of what they are saying, and then give your own opinion. And this is how the world works. Whenever you go for networking, you must have seen Urvashi Rourkela's interviews. I'm sure she is getting trolled every single time because of her way of talking, of her way of thinking, the way of putting things forward, and frivolous things that she's talking about. But if you look at the interviews of Naval Ravikant or Bill Gates, these people know their stuff because they have studied it, they have tried new things, they have experienced it, and you will not make fun of them, right? So just to be on a public platform in whatever field you are, you may be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or even a chef, but how you come out in public is very, very important, and your intelligent quotient is again very important, and that can only be raised by reading books. No amount of videos or shorts are going to help you. So until and unless you sit with yourself with a single book, and until and unless you absorb the knowledge, no amount of watching shorts or reels can help you. But if you read this and if you really understand this will stay with you for life. So this is a short hack of how I do it in my personal way, and how I look at books when I get to reading. And these three books by Joe Dispenza are so nice, so good, that I can't even describe in words. You have to get it and read it in your own way. There are also audiobooks available. I read audiobooks when I'm working out or when I'm walking, but I still like to prefer the old school way of getting the book, writing it down, underlining things, and coming back to it. I also try to fold the pages of some important diagrams that I like, so that if next time I want to visit, I want to remember the diagram. So this is how you can make reading fun, you can make reading enjoyable experience, and you can come back to it and get hold of the concepts whenever you want by putting a small sheet of paper and writing things down on it. So this is all for today. I hope that this was helpful, and we'll be coming up with new ways to make reading interesting for you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.